a result and Arsenal winning the trophy, even though some people would say it's more of a pre-season warm-up match?
I cannot answer the question for Arsenal, to be honest. I hope you ask me that. So we were here to win the game. I hope that was obvious. And we didn't win the game. We didn't lose the game, but we lost the competition, obviously, because of penalty shoot and because we conceded a goal from Aubameyang didn't use our chances, and that's then game is open. Scored late, which is not a problem, but could have scored earlier. That would have helped, and had the game then in the right direction, I would say. But then the time was not enough, and so that's how it is. So, but what it means for Arsenal, I have no idea.
So, were you overall pleased with what you saw from your players, or how do you feel?
With parts of the game, I was obviously pleased because I know in which situation we are, what we did in training, and all the stuff, what I expected today. From a physical point of view, from a tactical point of view, and for the game we had to play today here against a defensive block, the 5-4-1, you need to have 100% fresh legs. Your decision making needs to be on top, and so we were not the freshest legs, but it was fresher than 3-4 days ago. And that's all normal. So we have another 2 weeks to prepare the next season. But when you then concede the goal we conceded, then of course that doesn't help at all. And so we had to get control back of the game, I would say. We had that in the second half with the constant threat, obviously, with the counterattacks and all these things. And Arsenal had a good build-up. They didn't really create chances with that. So at any point on the pitch, we won the ball then. But we had to work hard for that, and that's how it is. And then, but we had our 2-3 big moments, which we didn't finish off. That's decides games. We know that, and so that's the reason for the result.
Cheers. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you.
Anyone else with a question? A short press conference if people haven't got anything to ask.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh, there we go. Paul Joyce. Paul.
Yeah, again, could I ask you about the 5 substitutes rule that's going to be debated next week? Are you in favour of that?
Yes. I know the discussion will then go again. It's an advantage for the bigger clubs. Look, I don't discuss it from that point of view. I don't want to have an advantage in the competition or whatever. It's about, it will be we have 38 Premier League games in a 4 week shorter season. That says it all. And all the other competitions will be pretty much the same as far as I know. And that means just that these things would help. But I can imagine that that other teams see it differently. So, but it's never because having an advantage. I saw it last year as well. When we played the last 9 games of the season, I thought, oh, good, City brings 5 players, not bad. But it's all about how can we get through this season, and not who gets a little advantage here, a little advantage there. It's really how can we get through the season. I think for getting in a good way through the season, for the sake of the football players and the performance levels, I think it would make sense, but I don't make the decision.
Okay, we've got Don King followed by John Cross and Matt Dunn. So Don King first, possible.
Yeah, again, just wanted to talk to you about Taki and the goal that he scored. There can be, players can have sort of turning points and lift off from big moments like that. How sort of big a day do you think that is for him?
Oh, it was big for him and big for us, because that was the only thing what he lacked. And now, since he's with us, that he didn't score a goal. He had situations, it was close in plenty of moments. That helps, of course. But the shape he's in is obviously good. I think that could everybody see when he came on. But then the goal is more or less the logical step after performing on level he performs now, since especially in the preseason. So I'm very pleased for him. Yeah, was very important for us to stay in the game, and for him just to make this first important step.
Thank you.
John Cross, and then we'll finish with Matt Dunn if there's no further ones. John.
Hi Jurgen, thanks for doing this. I just filling on from Milamino. I mean, sometimes it takes a while, doesn't it, for a player to become adjusted to English football. There's so much talk about kind of the clamour for signings, but can he come in and really be like that new signing and maybe make the bigger impact now that he's sort of acclimatised to English football and indeed Liverpool, your team?
Yes, he can have an impact. That's why we signed him. That's easy as that. I don't want to put now after one or two really good performances in the preseason, massive pressure on his shoulder. There's absolutely no need for. We have a good football team. It's difficult to come in that team anyway. But he is a player which is really useful for us. Let me say it like this. It was not only the goal today. He's in between. He's in small spaces. Really good. His first touch is exceptional. He's then in this decision making between the lines really quick. And that helps as well. So yes, he can be a real player for us. That was always clear. He came in the most difficult period of all our lives, I would say. He had to adapt to different things. Being alone in England in the lockdown and all that stuff. That's all not something. It's all nice. And but he deals really well with it because he's a super professional. And so I'm really pleased for him that he could score the goal today. And that's another big step for him.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. And I think Matt Dunn will be our last question, unless there's anyone else who intimates before we finish. Matt, over to you.
Hi, Jurgen. Yeah, you made a big call with Brewster on the penalties. Have you had a chance to speak to him about how that went? And in a weird way, can that be a positive for him in the long term of his career and something he can learn from?
Yeah, he can. We constantly have to learn and to prove then again that we can deal with defeats. We lost today as a team, the competition, and Rien is a part of that. So if he would have scored with a penalty and somebody else would have missed it, that would have been the same feeling pretty much. I get it. It's different when you are the one. I was in a situation myself as a player. Obviously, that's not nice. But there are bigger catastrophes than that. It's just part of the deal. I think with his technique, finishing technique. I don't think ever in his life there will be a goalie in touch with the ball around a penalty, but missing it like this is possible because he takes full risk. I didn't see him ever finish missing a penalty since we worked together. Today it happened. That can happen. That's how it is. And dealing with defeats is in football a very, very important lesson always. And we are all not perfect in it, but this will not harm him because we will not let it happen. And if somebody is to blame for that, it's me because I made that decision. It was obvious we do it for the penalty. We took Gini Van Aldum off, and we did it for the penalty shoot. But I wanted him in a position because I knew he's a natural, confident boy. He's a real finisher. His penalties are really good usually, and today not. So that happens in football and in life. No problem.
So just to follow up, you said it happened to you. Does that mean that you'll talk to him, or you can use your own experiences to perhaps deal with it?
I don't. I rarely join or share my football experiences with the boys because it's too long ago and everything. But I'm not the only one who missed a penalty in my life in the team. So the boys pick him up. It's not about me that I make it bigger than it is. He missed a penalty. We had a few words directly when he left the pitch. That's all fine. Nothing to apologize for or whatever. That's football, no problem. We should, if we would have wanted to win the game, then we should have scored during the 92 minutes. We didn't do that often enough, and that's why it came to penalty shoot, and it's a lottery. We know that. It's not about who's the best, who's that. It's just you have to score, and we did that 4 times really well. And this penalty was not the worst I ever saw. It was just a little bit too high. It was absolutely no chance for the goalie, just too high, and that's why why it happened, how it happened.
And what was the occasion when you missed, Jurgen? Sorry? What was the occasion when you missed?
It's too long ago. I don't know anymore. But it was for sure in a cup game, whenever. Don't know. It's really too long ago. Sorry.
But you still remember?
Would like to help you.